Hello everyone, this is Mohan Kumar. Today I shall be presenting a talk on plasma membrane endocytosis. And endocytosis is a cellular mechanism by which a cell internalizes substances including protein, fluids, electrolytes, microorganisms and some macromolecules from its external environment. It's basically trying to internalize what is outside. These substances undergo certain processes of breaking down to smaller elements either for use by the cell or for elimination purpose. Example WBC. WBC constantly does this activity of endocytosis. So there are cells like phagocytes or macrophages which would constantly keep feeding on the external invading pathogens, like for example corona in this pandemic. Okay, so the WBC type of cells like macrophages are constantly hunting down the foreign pathogens invading our system and try to internalize them. So internalization is also called phagocytosis. This mechanism was first noted by Canadian physician William Osler in the year 1876. So types of endocytosis. The cell membrane folds in, forming a cavity filled with extracellular fluid, dissolved molecules, food particles, foreign matter, pathogens and other substances. This cavity which is formed because of internalization is called invagination. This is what we call invagination, this particular thing. So after invagination, the cell membrane folds back to itself until it forms a uniformly enclosed membrane around the trapped molecule like this. And this enclosed membrane or cavity is known as a vesicle. Like in this we have labeled as vesicle. Some cells form extension channels into the cell cytoplasm. The formed vesicle detaches from the cell membrane which then undergoes processing by the cell. There are three types of endocytosis we see in the cell. One is phagocytosis, another one is pinocytosis, third type is receptor mediated endocytosis. This is not part of our syllabus, so I will not be dealing about receptor mediated endocytosis. So we shall focus majorly on phagocytosis and pinocytosis. Phagocytosis, also known as cell eating. This is a process whereby the cell membrane of a cell extends toward a particle, engulfing it and encloses it within this folded membrane, forming phagosomes. See in this picture, an external agent is trying to probe on the membrane, which gets through a process, okay, where a factin nucleation or polymerization takes place, internalizing the probe here and forming a membrane-bound structure called as phagosome. So the ingested material in the phagosome is later processed by cellular enzymes. So usually lysosomes would fuse with the phagosome, forming phagolysosome. Lysosome contains many hydrolytic enzymes which would break down the probe here, making into smaller subunits, and then if it is required they would release them into the cytoplasm. If it is not so, then they would send them out. So examples include white blood cells like macrophages, monocytes, neutrophils, eosinophils, dendritic cells. So many types of cells does this endocytosis called phagocytosis. They play a role in the elimination of pathogens from the system. Some protozoans such as entamoeba or amoeba use phagocytosis to acquire nutrients. So So if you look at this here, the phagocytic cell detects the molecules of interest or an antigen or food particles and moves towards it by extending the plasma membrane. So the phagocyte then attaches itself to the target molecule or a food molecule here, and then the phagocytes have the ability to extend their membrane, that is forming a pseudopodia, to the target particle and surround the entire particle or the pathogen or even the food particles here, and they would enclose the entire particle. The particle which is enclosed within the vesicle formed from the extended pseudopodia that have fused, like this here, in case of the pseudopodia coming together and fusing and leaving a membrane bound vesicle inside the amoeba. So this is the vesicle which later gets phagocytized or digested. The phagosome fuses with the lysosomes of the phagocyte, forming phagolysosome, as I said here, phagolysosome, and then further digestion enzyme would act on it and then break them into smaller pieces. The degraded particles or broken down particles are then expelled from the phagocytic cell by exocytosis. That is another process, where here we are talking about process internalization. There it is externalization. Exocytosis is externalization, that is sending away particles from inside the cell to the outside. A typical example, one more example I'm talking about here in phagocytosis, is the mechanism of the immune cells, such as I said, macrophages. If you take as an example, macrophages are the largest phagocytic cells in the immune system. So they function by detecting, attaching, ingesting, digesting and releasing digested particles from its cytoplasm by exocytosis. The antigens vary and they include bacteria, fungi, dust particles, dead cells, or anything for that matter. Anything foreign would be detected by the macrophages. So macrophages are the major phagocytic cells in the immune system. They have a pseudopodial membrane, these membranes. So on detection of an antigen, as we see here, the pathogen is interacting with the membrane and detected. So these pseudopodia would extend around the pathogen, forming a vesicular structure. So this vesicle is being internalized, forming a phagosome. Later, a lysosome, here lysosome as we see it here, will also get fused with this the phagosome, forming phagolysosome, and then they get degraded. So it is achieved by another process called major histocompatibility complex. So, and then in case of macrophages, the major histocompatibility complex would fuse and pick up a particle that would represent the identity of this pathogen and would release this signal for the other cells to form or to be part of adaptive immunity. So this is an extra step which we are not focusing on today. Maybe some other day I shall focus on MHC complex. So this is about phagocytosis. Now the second process is called pinocytosis, now also known as cell drinking or fluid endocytosis. So it is similar to phagocytosis, but it will only take the liquid type. So that's why it's called the cell drinking. So in humans, this process occurs primarily for absorption of fat droplets. In endocytosis, the cell membrane extends and folds around the desired extracellular material, forming a pouch that would pinches off, creating an internalized vesicle. The invaginated pinocytosis vesicles are much smaller than those generated by phagocytosis. The vesicle eventually fuse with the lysosome, whereupon the vesicle contents are digested. Pinocytosis involves a considerable investment of cellular energy in the form of ATP for drinking. So its mechanisms are similar to the other endocytic processes such as phagocytosis. The only difference we find is pinocytosis particles are ingested, that are contained within the cell's extracellular fluid. So the cell membrane invaginated together the vesicle containing the food particles or the fluid particles, transporting them into the cell lysosome. So the mechanisms would follow similarly as phagocytosis. So there are types of pinocytosis. There is one micropinocytosis, another one is macropinocytosis. So micropinocytosis, if you see here, this is the formation of small vesicles of about 0.1 micrometer in diameter. So that would be the vesicle diameter. So that would be called as micropinocytosis. So it takes place in the body cells, forming tiny budding vesicles on the cell membrane known as caveolae. They are found in blood vessel endothelium. Example. Whereas macropinocytes, if you look at it, the formation of larger vesicles of about 0.2 to 5 micrometer in diameter. So they are found on the white blood cells. The large vesicles are formed by the cell membrane ruffles called villi, like this one. Okay. So which are projections that extend to the extracellular fluids and have the ability to fold back by themselves. While for folding, they shovel in some of the extracellular fluid, forming a vesicle that pulls into the cell. So macropinocytes is a clathrin independent endocytic mechanism that can be activated in practically all animal cells. This is the picture which we say clathrin mediated endocytosis. It would be a little confusing, but so it is independent macropinocytosis. So in most cell types it does not occur continuously, but rather it is induced for a limited time in response to cell surface receptor activation by specific cargoes like growth factors, ligands of integrin, apoptotic cell remnants, and some other viruses. These ligands activate a complex signaling pathway resulting in a change in actin dynamics and the formation of cell surface protrusions. And these are called as ruffles. When ruffles collapse back into the membrane, as I said earlier, large fluid-filled endocytic vesicles form called macropinocytosome. This one. So macropinosomes or macropinocytosome, which can transiently increase the bulk of the fluid uptake by a cell up to around 10-fold. So macropinocytosis is a solely degradative pathway. So they acidify and then they fuse with the late endosome or endolysosome without recycling their cargo back to the plasma membrane. So an example for pinocytosis is the intake or absorption of nutrients in the small intestine. Lastly, there is another type called non-specific adsorptive pinocytosis. It is a form of endocytosis, a process in which small particles are taken up by the cell by splitting off small vesicles from the cell surface. Cationic proteins bind to the negative cell surface and are taken up via clathrin mediated system. So here clathrin mediated system, it is an intermediate, something more or less like a clathrin mediated, but it is not exactly. So it is an intermediate between receptor mediated endocytosis and non-specific, non Adsorptive pinocytosis. So the clathrin coated pits occupy about 2% of the surface area of the cell and only last about a minute, within an estimated 2,500 leaving the average cell surface each minute. The clathrin coats are all lost almost immediately. So fraction of seconds they are lost, and their life half-life is very less, and the membrane is subsequently recycled to the cell surface. So that is about endocytosis. Thank you very much. Any doubt you can leave in the comment box, or you can leave a message on my personal number. Thank you.